Alright, welcome back, my little fishies. I think that's officially what I'm going to call my 8 subscriber fan base right now. The fish, or fishies. That's what we're going with. Clever, I know. Got some Red Dead 2. This is part 49. I can't believe we've even reached this point. Turned on my Xbox the other day and I just saw like so many games that like brand new, owned, never touched. My Xbox is entirely a digital game space, whereas PlayStation is an entire disc-based library still. But I think I'm kind of ready to start wrapping things up a little bit with Red Dead 2 and kind of move on to the next thing. It's a lot to devote like 4 or 5 months to one single game, especially when, you know, I'm concurrently doing, you know, a season in the show, which obviously takes a really long time. I was just coming off playing Breath of the Wild, which is another long game. Epic Mickey, which is has been another fairly long game. I think longer than what I had initially anticipated. So, kind of ready to start something new. So, okay, I kind of remember that crap hit the fan in the last episode here. We returned to the mainland, so we're back in the US of A. This is now officially our camp. It's Lakai, just a little bit south of Le Gras, which is the fishing village. It's actually on the same lake that same fishing village is on, and it's just a little bit north west of the suburban outskirts of Saint-Denis. Right now we're kind of rallying the troops. So obviously John Marston got arrested, there were a few deaths, and some other members of the gang are still scattered throughout the landscape. So we're kind of trying to rally everybody back together here, kind of regroup, and then kind of make some decisions from there. So now that we're back in the main map, we have access to all of these missions that we want, that we have the ability to do. You know, Dutch was saying, well, we got nowhere to go but to move north at this point. We can't go any further south. We can't go any further east. So we're going to start to head back up north, hence moving the camp from Shady Belle up to Lakai. I expect us to end up going even further north to Annesburg. When we made it to the mainland, we were dropped off in Van Horn, which is a small shipping town that we had not been to this point. So I feel like we're going to start to be introduced to Annesburg, which is a big city like Saint-Denis, and the Van Horn area. Van Horn would be equivalent to like the Rhodes. Rhodes is to Saint-Denis what Van Horn is to Annesburg. Annesburg is the big city. Van Horn is kind of the little small town just outside. So we will be going up here, I expect, sometime soon, which is a good thing because we have multiple side missions that are available to us way further up north. I don't want to make the trip all the way to go up there only to have the one Jim Boy Calloway mission available right now when we're already going to be heading there in the near future. We have the Jim Boy Calloway mission. There's the continuation of the Marco Dragic mission just north of Annesburg. That's been available to us for some time, just haven't taken the trip up there. I've expected the story to go that way. So there's 2 side missions. There's still a side mission with those twins apparently in Valentine. It's still showing that there's something there with that stranger missions. And then there's a couple homestead robberies that are available to us. One I believe is north of Strawberry, and one I believe is south of Van Horn, or north of Van Horn, or west of Van Horn, in the Van Horn area. That was the reference point. So those are a couple other side things that I'd like to accomplish here. But those are all kind of out of my way, and we need to rally these troops rather quickly and start to get some of this moving. So I'm going to tackle these story missions right off the bat to start this video. I just wanted to see if there were any other tasks, kind of small side stuff that we can do. These are all things that I was going to use a walkthrough for. Hopefully I will do that. Hopefully I'll get around to that at some point. There are some small things that for sure I can do, like this one, requesting perfect animal carcasses for use in a wildlife art exhibition. The carcasses were to be sent to Miss L. Hobbs from our post office, so if we can get a couple perfect carcasses, there's a side thing that we can do. And there's the home robberies and the side missions that we just talked about. So that's all still kind of out of our way. So let's just head on with our story mission here. Let's talk to some people.
Glad to be home.
I almost wish we were back in Guarma.
I
Yeah,
know.
me too. I mean, we could at least handle ourselves in Guarma. Now we're back in the lion's den, if you will, of the United States. Reverend seems to be in good spirits. Seems to be helping out a little bit. I don't think I did all of the I call it managerial stuff last time, like eating and stuff like that. I wonder why that is. My core drain weight is insane, and it's telling me I'm in bad shape here. If your well-being deteriorates, your health, stamina, and deadeye will be negatively affected. We are underweight, so that could be affecting it. I think it might be just because of where we are story-wise, but I think I don't think we have like a camp stew or anything. It doesn't look like I need to eat immediately, so that's okay. It doesn't look like there's any food around here or anything. Okay, let's do eat some canned peaches for a snack. Arthur likes his peaches. And then we'll follow that up with something a little bit more hearty, like some baked beans. They're trying to clean up. I'm just littering all around camp. And we'll do some of this salted offal? Awful? Oh, it's definitely not awful. Okay, so there's that. So now I shouldn't have to worry too much about... If my well-being is still bad, then we know it's because of the current like situation. Everybody's just kind of down, right? We're kind of sick. Yeah, that's got to be the case here. Because our stamina, deadeye, and everything is looking good as well. So Titan still exists. He is out there somewhere. I just have to try and find him. Good. My horse and my temporary horse are both at camp. That's helpful. Oh, we also have a post office side mission that has just popped up, and that's going to be in Saint Denis. So if we happen to go down to do the Sadie mission there, we'll make sure to stop by the post office as well. So I guess...
Good day.
You okay, Jack?
Hello, Karen. Auntie Karen, I'm sad.
Another day.
It's good to see you again, despite the circumstances.
You too. But what do we do now?
We need to move, as soon as possible. We've got a couple of days. Anyway, I'll leave you to it.
Sure, okay. I've been better.
Good to see you again, Karen. Where's Molly, by the way?
Nobody's seen her in ages. Good riddance, I say.
Huh. Okay. How you doing, Jack?
I'm scared, Uncle Arthur. All that shooting.
Well, we're gonna move somewhere safe, okay?
So obviously, Mary Beth has a relationship with John Marston. That's their son. So that's why they're kind of concerned about the current situation. Got some gun oil. I don't think I changed my clothes. I don't think I did that. So, let's do that. Shotgun chaps. An interesting pair of pants. Sharp. I like the lighter color boots. Those are actually kind of nice as well. What do we think? I'm gonna go with these ones.
Hey.
As a cowboy, you gotta have some spurs. I remember saying that I wanted to go through and do some of this stuff before we did some of the story missions. Kind of update things. That's a cloth mask. That's an interesting choice if you know you're going to be going on a particular mission. Right now we're wearing the scout jacket. That's what it would look like if we decided to go with no coat. So let's go bare bones for now, just to make it a little bit easier in picking out a shirt. We currently have the everyday shirt equipped, and we have this particular kind of maroon colored one. Honestly, not the worst color, even with those kind of brownish pants and the light shoes. Just want to see if we have kind of any other options to choose from. That looks way too whack. As does that. Honestly, the black's not bad. I'm actually gonna go with the black. And we have the bandana, of course. We have to get a killer hat here too. So that one, and that one are actually all on my horse already. You can carry some clothing items with you. That's a pretty sweet hat.
Things all right? I'm breathing.
The Big Valley hat's a little bit too big for me. The big Beaver Big Valley hat I think is actually a little bit nicer. I think the style's a little bit better. So we're gonna go with that one. And now we're not gonna sleep too long because our character has probably already slept
Always something around here.
quite a bit.
Hey, little guy.
So we'll just sleep to the evening, and then we'll rendezvous with Dutch once we wake up. So we've eaten, we've slept. There's a few things that we should probably do to clean up, because we haven't done so since we got back from Gorham, like taking a bath and getting a nice meal in town, aside from just that canned crap. And as well as, you know, maybe getting a shave, maybe getting a haircut, but we can't really accomplish a whole lot of that
Not now,
until we
Arthur.
get to Saint-Denis. I didn't even say anything, Abigail.
Hello, Mr. Morgan.
Oh? Oh, hey, Strauss.
Good to see you again, Mr. Strauss.
But under what circumstances?
I know. Okay. Guess I'll leave you to it then.
Yeah.
All right, later, Strauss. Yeah, now we're talking. We are back in business. That Gwarma thing, I'm not even going to say anything to Micah. That Gwarma thing was one of the coolest story changes that I've seen. I think I mentioned it before. The only other one that I really liked was in Far Cry 2 when the map changes about midway through the game and you have access to an entirely new area. This wasn't half as long, but it was still very cool.
Right? You okay there?
Working it all out. Once and for all, Arthur.
What now?
We're back. And I'm sitting here. And I am contemplating the great journey of the sun and considering a famous chess move. Those oily actors of a mediocre justice, the Pinkertons, and their benefactor, the depressing millionaire Leviticus Cornwall, they want us, Arthur. They want us. And they are going to have us.
Maybe they ain't the problem.
Meaning?
I don't know. It's just, well, I can't help but feel we would have been better running off someplace else.
But the game ain't over, Arthur. I mean, I ain't played my final move, but
I guess I'm more interested in saving lives than winning at chess.
and maybe life ain't such a thing to cling on to so tightly.
No doubt. What about the women?
You sound like Hosea. I miss him.
I asked you a question.
What do you think?
We can't stay here. That much is obvious. Where are we gonna run to? I mean, they chased us from the west. They chased us over the mountains. They ran us into the sea.
Arthur, do you have my back?
Always, Dutch. But there's more than your back to worry about. We need more money. We've been on the run for months now, and I seen you killing folk in cold blood like you always told me not to. And I'm sorry, but I can't help but think that if we
There is country in Roanoke Ridge past Butcher Creek I believe we could hold.
Okay.
You and Charles, you could take folks up that way. Micah and I need to do some reconnaissance. I ain't got a final plan yet. Arthur, I ain't got it. I just need time. I need time and no traitors.
Seems like it's going to be a camp scouting mission. We've done kind of stuff like this before. I also just want to point out, you can see how sickly Arthur actually looks if you look carefully. He's very pale, he has bloodshot eyes. As soon as I saw him, I was like, something doesn't look right with his character, and then I remembered that my health-wise, currently I'm in a state of what was it? My well-being is poor or something like that. I'm unwell, it was my well-being, so I'm sick. Okay, so now we have to talk to Charles, apparently. I thought I was getting on a horse.
Charles.
How are you?
Will you ride with me?
Always.
I'm with you.
Where are we headed?
Up past Butcher Creek.
Murphy Brute Country.
That's why I'm asking you to ride with me.
I understand. What are we doing there?
We're looking for a place to hole up. Even the law won't follow us up there too willingly.
Yeah. I did some scouting up there while you boys were away.
And?
You'll see. I know the way. Follow me.
So they're talking about it's somebody's country, so obviously like a rival gang or something like that is holed up in this area. There's one state that we have not been to yet. We were in New Elizabeth. That is where Strawberry and Blackwater are located. We're in New Hanover, Valentine, Emerald Ranch, etc. Emerald Ranch section on the border. But then there's this place over here. There's another one. There is definitely another one up here. this place up here, and it goes all the way across. We haven't really spent a lot of time. What is it? It is Ambarino. That's the other one. So I think we're just going to end up heading north. So I just have to do a quick equip of my weapons from my horse. It's just been a while, so I just want to reset.
It's a fair ride from here.
Titan! Oh, buddy.
I thought we were leaving now.
Oh, we are, buddy. Oh, we can't select weapons inside of our camp. Classic.
Whoa! We need to get this done fast. Pinkertons will have reinforced in another day or two.
Yeah, the sooner we get out of here, the better. It's quite a ride up there. I saw some canoes near the bridge upriver, which would take us right up to Butcher Creek. Might be quicker. What do you think?
Yeah, a boat's probably a good idea.
Okay, good.
It's good to see you again, Charles.
You too.
Thanks for what you did in Saint Denis. Real brave drawing them off us like that. I was worried you and Abigail had both got yourselves killed.
I found a spot to lie low for a while, then managed to get a ride with a wagon of workers heading out to the fields. Abigail said she somehow managed to slip away when they grabbed Hosea.
You did good getting the others out of there. Keeping everyone together.
Everybody was pretty shaken up when I got back to Shady Belle. It was a tough few days. I couldn't have done it without Sadie.
So how did you find that spot back there? I assume the skulls on sticks weren't an addition of yours.
Old Strauss knew about it. The locals are terrified of the place, so we figured that might buy us some time. And it did. Until one of you brought the law with you. And where did you end up again? Cuba?
Oh, not exactly. An island off of there called Warma. Landed ourselves in a heap of trouble.
Really? A tropical island? Isn't that just what Dutch wanted?
I guess it didn't exactly live up to his ideals. Anyway, I ain't always sure Dutch knows what he wants anymore.
Perhaps not. But he's always managed to figure things out in the past.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Just... It's been... Guess I just miss Hosea and his wisdom, you know?
Of course.
Hosea obviously being one of the last major character deaths. I believe Lenny also was killed in the bloodbath when we tried to do that bank robbery mission in Saint Denis that drove us to Warma. Charles and Sadie held things down back on the mainland until we got back. I'm really a fan of both of them. I love Sadie. She's such a badass, and Charles is really cool too. Doing this mission in the evening might not have been the best idea. It'll definitely keep us more hidden though.
There's the bridge.
Whoa. I had the choice to either take the canoe or just ride in on our horses. I thought the canoe might be more stealth. So now we should be able to equip our weapons as well. I still want my pistols. They are probably more powerful than the revolvers. I also have the set of Schofields as an option for my dual wield, and then the double action and the volcanic pistol. So it's actually, yeah, these two pistols. Midnight's pistol and the semi-automatic pistol. Then we're gonna go, the Lancaster is definitely one of my favorite guns. So let's go Lancaster, and we have to go with a sniper rifle, so we'll do the Springfield rifle.
Well, I see one anyway. That'll do. Come on.
Thought it might be a little bit more fun to take the canoe, and I thought, well, no, Arca's more of a horse guy, but then I thought, no, let's do something different. Could be better this way, could be worse.
Okay. Butcher Creek is a few miles upriver. So I spent some time
So we
up this way while
actually-
you were gone. I ran into Rainsfall and Eagle Flies, the Indians, and I've been trying to help out a bit where I can at the reservation. Things are bad there.
That's not a surprise. They seem to be in a lot of trouble and heading into more.
Some men there spoke a lot about the Murphy gang that hides out in these caves. We're gonna need to be careful. They're animals. Everyone is terrified of them.
Great. Dutch didn't mention this.
Well, hiding up here, it's not a crazy idea. This is a spot nobody comes near, even the law. Just be ready. It won't be pretty.
So be it.
I like this. I just love how much variation there is in this game from mission to mission. It's so cool. Uh-oh. That don't look good. Hear what he said about this other gang? Supposedly they're animals. They hide out in caves. What? Just what are we going to be dealing with here? This seems to have been the smart way to have gotten to where we need to go. To get to where we need to go. The smart way to get there. I'm just making grammatical errors left, right, and center here. Don't mind me. But grammar is spelling, no, not speaking. I don't even know anymore. I'm just really confused. That's how I spend 95% of my life.
They don't look too friendly.
Wait till you meet the Murphys.
These are the locals? Wait till you meet the Murphys, huh?
All right, let's walk it from here.
Hey there.
Can you help us? We're trying to find a spot called Beaver Hollow.
We don't take kindly to outsiders around here.
Come on, they're not gonna help us. I'm pretty sure it's to the north, up the road here.
Weird. I'm not gonna ask around.
You know the way to Beaver Hollow?
Cool story. So these are obviously just like Caucasian hicks. I thought it was actually gonna be like a native community, but apparently not, because he was talking about the Eagle Flies native community that he's been helping out. I believe Charles is a Native American. Where even am I on the map right now? Oh, okay. So this is Butcher Creek, right? Very small community. You can see just a couple buildings, couple people scattered around. Van Horn is slightly larger. That's the shipping outlet just to the east, and then Annisburg is the city to the north. Got an outhouse over there. What's up, pal?
Good evening.
These Murphy Hills, stranger. Might watch where you wander.
Might watch where you wander. Okay. Or might want to watch where you wander, I think he said. Charles, are you sure about this? Because I ain't
Bit
so
of a
sure
walk.
about this.
We could grab those horses if you want. Probably won't miss them if we get them back by morning.
Cool. So we're gonna we get to choose one of these two horses here. I'll go with this one. We must be running out of darkness fairly soon, I would imagine.
You can see why folks don't want to come around here. Ain't exactly a welcoming place.
Lots of stories of people going missing around these parts. Just recently, a stagecoach from Annisburg disappeared without a trace coming through here.
Guess that's good for us. Assuming these inbred bastards are willing to part with their home, which I'm sure they won't be too pleased about.
No, but I believe they hide out all over Roanoke Ridge. These caves are just one of their spots, which is why we should keep it down. They might have lookouts around.
Okay.
You see that up ahead? Slow down, keep it quiet. It could be some of them. I say we dismount here and follow them on foot. See where they're going. Follow me, stay quiet. Come on. Let's get closer to him. Come on, up this way.
Hold up. I need a breather.
Definitely Murphy's. I say we deal with them from here. You take one, I'll take the other.
Because I do the skinning.
Well, how about... I'll do the skinning.
Then who?
What are you waiting for?
You're a son of a bitch, you know that?
Good job. We must be close now. Let's stop and have a look from the top of this hill there.
Okay, so re-equipped my sniper rifle with a bow instead, and it ended up being worth it using that because obviously that we don't make any noise. This is probably just one of their scouting camps or something. There's only 2 of them here, so we continue on. So now it's the bow and the Lancaster that we have, and it's obviously, I'm going to stick to the bow. It's actually kind of rewarding in kind of a dark way shooting people with bows.
Okay. Let's see what's going on.
That's the stagecoach went missing.
Jesus. They must be in the cave. All right. Let's get on with this.
Okay. What you think? We can head into the cave or flush them out with dynamite?
What are we thinking, folks? Do we sneak in or do we use dynamite? Let's, I actually want to sneak into this place.
Let's surprise them in there.
Okay. Let's get a little closer.
I like shooting galleries. I like big shootouts. I like taking care of business. I'll have the Lancaster repeater, but I got dual-wield pistols, so it'll be interesting to see what they're firing back at me with. Probably a slingshot and pebbles, aka Little Link.
Someone's coming out of the cave. I'll keep watch, and you deal with that one in the entrance. Quietly. In the entrance to the cave. You see him? Keep moving.
This is creepy as hell. Shoot, I made a noise and now they're alert.
Good God!
Literally all the loot they have on them is all like herbs and natural stuff, and like alcohol is probably for their own pleasure. A few of them have had like open Kentucky bourbons. It's really dark in some of these places. I'm gonna see if I can access my lantern. I can't remember how to do that. We definitely have one. I don't know.
Someone's down there! She's alive! Looks like it's on then, Charles! You were wrong about these crazy sons of bitches!
Okay, so I have a quick second here. I don't want to use a health cure because I'm out of my Deadeye too, so I'm going to go with a Miracle Tonic so that I have everything fortified, and it's a potent one too, so it should really help in this shootout. They're coming running at me and they're stabbing me. That guy almost killed me by stabbing me to death. I was lucky that I was able to knock him out with one punch, but here we go. Oh my god, she's alive. Yeah, that should help a little bit. She's dead. They're gonna be coming for us. I have to... He's looting, so I'm gonna try and loot some of these guys too. We might as well take what we can get. He's doing it too.
They got someone locked up in that cage!
They got someone locked up in that cage. What?
Only way is evil. Leaving here is evil.
Charles!
Jesus.
See any more? Not for now! Come on. Get that poor girl out of the cage.
There's some sort of a special gun on the ground or something, but I'm not sure what it is. Lost my hat. Lost a lot of my pistol ammo there too, so I'm switching to the Lancaster.
Don't touch me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just calm down.
This whole thing has been crazy.
It's okay, miss. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe. It's okay. Come on. It's time to go. go. Where you from?
Annesburg.
What do we do with her?
Take her there and I'll go get the others.
Sure. Miss, you okay to ride on my horse a little? I'll keep you safe. Annesburg, right?
Yes. They did,
It's okay, miss.
the others, they killed them.
You're safe now. Just try to breathe.
They're animals.
I know. It's all right, miss.
Why would they?
Some folks is just evil. Ain't no point trying to explain it.
I haven't slept in days.
I know. What's your name, miss? It's okay.
Meredith.
You're gonna be home soon, Meredith. And this'll all be over.
Thank you.
Where in Annesburg?
One of the mining cottages. If you get me to the main street, I can show you from there.
Okay. Just try to relax now.
Okay, I was just hoping to get a good time to talk a little bit here. So we're dealing with these new Murphys or whatever they are. I can't even remember the name. Anyways, they're like a cannibalistic tribe, but they're not like... it's not like they speak another tongue. They're just regular people who have turned to this, I guess, like a cultish kind of gang. And we saw how brutal they were. They were beating and eating people alive, and there were people on stakes and heads and all that kind of your typical creepy cannibalistic tribe kind of scenario. And then we just freed her from her cage. Now we're gonna go to Annesburg for the first time and drop her off, so we kind of get introduced to Annesburg. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, so that I wouldn't have to ride all the way back down to do the Sadie main story mission in Saint Denis, which is going to involve breaking John Marston out of jail. That's one of the next things that I wanted to do. I also wanted to get cleaned up in Saint Denis and do the post office mission down there too, but at least we're getting acquainted with Annesburg for now, and maybe we can just take a stagecoach and kind of fast travel down to Saint Denis, take care of that, and then stagecoach back up to Annesburg. We'll see what happens. Let's just finish this up for now.
Easy there. Yep.
It's very lush and green up this way. It's the southeasternmost portion of the Grizzly Mountains, and more of that Amarillo or whatever, Amarino, whatever the hell it was, that northernmost state. Very luscious, very green. Kind of reminds me of Kokery Forest. That's what I was trying to say there. Hey.
Just head for the main street. It'll be easier to walk from there.
Here.
Oh. Thank God.
Which place is yours?
Up at the top of the hill. It's near the blacksmith.
Come on, then.
Ma! Ma! Meredith! She's alive! Oh, she's alive!
You saw some pretty bad things, I'm afraid, man. Murphy Brood got
Oh, my darling. How did you manage to?
I just ran into them and found her.
Oh, thank you. Here, let me give you this.
Oh, that's okay, ma'am. You just keep her warm and keep her safe. Mrs. Downs?
Oh, no. You leave me alone. You just leave me alone.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, they might be fast traveling me back to camp here automatically, which would come in extremely handy. Just a quick side note there. That's the second time now, or the third time now, that after a main story mission, there's been a little blurb at the end where we run into Mrs. Downs. And Mrs. Downs is one of the people way back at the beginning of the game that we collected a debt from as part of the Leopold-Strauss series of debt collecting missions. And unfortunately...
Okay. Found a girl. Took her home.
Oh.
You and Micah find anything?
Maybe. I think maybe. I found our old friend, Mr. Cornwall.
You did?
Yeah, he's buying a stake in the mine in Annisburg.
Relentlessly ambitious fella, isn't he?
Mike and I'll sniff about, see if he knows we're here, and exactly what his plans are.
So, Dutch, did you miss me?
I found her drunk in Saint Denis.
You're back. How jolly, Miss
It's
O'Shea.
funny, you sack of shit.
Back
Who are
and
you?
drunk.
The Master, the Lord
Molly,
God Almighty.
calm down.
I won't be ignored. Dutch Vanderlyn, I am him. I ain't her. Or any of your stooges.
Calm
You
yourself.
don't owe me nothing.
Miss.
I don't owe you nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
I'll spit in your eye. I did. I told them.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I told them and I tell them again. Now I've got God's ear.
You told who what?
Mr. Milton and Mr. Ross about the bank robbery, and I wanted them to kill you.
You did what?
I loved you, you goddamn bastard! Go on, shoot me!
Crazy. She ain't worth it.
You told on me.
Oh, you're
You
not so
betrayed
big now,
me.
are you?
All right.
Just calm down.
Arthur,
She's a fool. Get her out of here.
you know the
Oh,
rules.
not so big now. Are we, Your Majesty?
You...
Oh
She
my
knew the rules, Arthur.
God.
What the hell is wrong with you? Mr. Pearson, Mr. Williamson, get this body out of here.
Oh
and
my
get it burnt.
God.
Okay.
Now get back to work, all of you. Quit your lollygagging. Get back to work.
Okay, so we are going on to chapter 6 now, so brand new chapter. That's it for chapter 5. Typically that happens when we're moving camp locations, assuming we're going to a permanent camp location, not one like Lakai. Got a little bit I want to discuss, but we are going to stop here. Interesting. Arthur is waking up sick. That's important because, again, we are currently in a state of unwellness. So something is going to happen here to Arthur, I feel. We could be coming to a conclusion with this game fairly soon. So now here's our new camp, just kind of to the west of the main city portion of Annisburg. We can fast travel from here down to Saint Denis. So that's actually going to be the next place that I go. I'm going to go to Saint Denis. I'm going to have a bath, get cleaned up, do the post office mission and the Sadie Adler mission so that everything down south is accomplished. Now, all of the missions remaining will be stuff up north where we currently are. Jim Boy Calloway, Marco Dragic. We can make a trip over to Valentine and do the Twins mission. There will be one that shows up there. And then we have the 2 home robbery missions. We can do the one over by Strawberry when we go to Valentine, and the other one is right around Van Horn. So we can do all that side stuff after we do the Sadie Adler main story mission and this post office mission down in Saint Denis. So that's going to be my next goal here. We continue to see a deterioration of mental deterioration, a spiritual deterioration, just an all-around deterioration of our entire camp. Our entire group is collapsing before our eyes. Just when you think the times cannot become any more tough for us as a group, we're still, bad things are still happening. We just lost another character, Molly. We started out with a massive group. Think back to all of the characters that have died to this point that were in our gang in, say, chapters 2 and chapter 3, like when we first started way up in the Grizzlies. Do you remember that? When it was such a big group. And now I feel like it's a really small and defined group. It could be a better thing, it could be a worse thing, and it kind of depends on how you look at it. So definitely wanted to talk about that. Anyways, the Mrs. Downs thing as well. With Mrs. Downs, we see her again. We ran into her last after our main story mission in Saint Denis. Obviously, like I said, we were collecting debts from her, and now as a result of having to collect those debts, she's now working as a prostitute on the streets. First, we ran into her as a prostitute in Saint Denis. Now we run into her as a prostitute in Annesburg. And you could say, well, we didn't witness her actually prostituting, but the other person that spoke, if you looked at the subtitles, it came up and it said client. So that's enough proof for me that Mrs. Downs is obviously having a rough time with things too. I don't know why they're incorporating this into the ends of some of the story missions. There's more to this clearly. This Mrs. Downs situation is likely going to play a larger role in the scope of the story. It'll be interesting to see how things pan out. We're in a much more high altitude area here. You can see all those lines represent a different altitude on the map. So you can see, as I said, really the southeasternmost portion of the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies go up even higher. It's an even higher altitude, but we're still kind of in a rocky terrain. So yeah, that's what I got going, and it's unfortunate that had to happen. Dutch has changed as a person, as have a lot of the characters. And while I think here's the contrast, I think I have improved Arthur positively. I think Arthur has grown as a character and become a better person, and he's kind of phasing out of that life, while the rest of the people around him are just continuing to fall into this madness, and it's really not a good thing. So the next video will probably be exclusively the stuff that I'm doing in Saint Denis, a couple missions cleaning up. The following one will likely cover most, if not all, of the main story missions that we just discussed, and then we'll have some more main story missions that become available to us after that. We just slept. We should maybe try and see, I don't know if there's grub around here yet. Not quite, so when I start next time, I'll have a quick bite to eat, and then we can hopefully fast travel down to Saint Denis and get a move on. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, as I know you do on all of my videos.
You're a nasty woman, Miss Crenshaw. A nasty woman. You think I wanted to shoot her?
New horses are available to purchase. There's probably new weapons, new outfits, that kind of a thing available for purchase in Annesburg. I have a little bit of money right now. I've got just over $700 in my wallet, and we have some camp funds as well.
Sour-faced old crow. God damn you. Murderer!
They're still arguing about that whole shooting Molly situation. I'll go around and talk to people once I start next time. I had to wait a second, so it would give me the opportunity to save. That probably completed another big chunk of the game. You know, for the first 20, 30 parts, we were doing 0.5, 0.6% of the game each time we played. Between the last two videos, there was like a 4% difference, and now we just completed about 1% of the game in this last hour. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the other side.